Welcome back to Late Night, everybody. You know, a lot of news agencies provide the best and worst case scenarios for various news stories, but rarely do they provide a scenario that involves swarms of deadly bees attacking humanity. Well, we here at Late Night have solved that problem with our new segment, Best Case Scenario, Worst Case Scenario, and One with Bees. First topic, the midterm elections. The best case for Democrats, the party is able to overcome the polls and limit their expected losses while maintaining a hold on the House and the Senate. Worst case, the party loses congressional control and dooms Biden's agenda for the remainder of his term. Or the bees come. First, it's just a single bee attacking a farmer in Decatur, then a swarm, and another swarm, and another, until bees are pouring from the skies. Cities everywhere are besieged by bees. It is unsafe to leave the house. There is no one outside, nothing. Only bees. Next topic, Elon Musk's plan to buy Twitter. Best case for Musk, he's able to buy Twitter for a price lower than his $44 billion bid. Worst case, Musk ends up in a protracted battle with Twitter's board, endangering both his funding and Tesla's stock. Or bees. Bees everywhere, bees in streets, bees in schools, bees in fields. The sun is blotted out by scores of bees. Military-grade pesticide slows them down briefly, but they return faster and deadlier. They amass into a behemoth and face the full might of the U.S. Army. Explosions, carnage, mayhem, and then nothing. Only buzzing. Ceaseless buzzing. The melody of doom. Next up, new COVID variants. Best case, like the 1918 flu pandemic, COVID-19 mutates into a seasonal variant that most years isn't too deadly. Worst case, more highly transmissible variants emerge that increasingly evade antiviral treatments. Or 19 years. 19 years have passed since the bees came. The survivors move through tunnels, sustaining themselves on expired cans of beans and drippings of raw honey from the surface world. There is no hope until Henry, young Henry, a boy, evolved with the power of flight, a waxy exoskeleton, and a stinger. He must journey to the supreme hive, because maybe he can finally end this waking nightmare. Next up, the EU just imposed a partial embargo on Russian crude oil and petroleum products. Best case scenario, the oil embargo manages to end the conflict in Ukraine while also serving as a wake-up call for Western governments to invest in developing renewable energy. Worst case, the embargo results in larger economic slumps and upheavals, which ultimately emboldens Putin or the supreme hive. Henry has arrived, but he is not alone. The bee butcher of Davenport, the man who's killed millions of bee kind, he knows this is a suicide mission, but he wasn't going to let the kid come alone. Our heroes make their way into the prismatic den to face the queen. In an instant, she beckons thousands of bees to attack Henry, but the butcher jumps in front of him. The butcher incinerates thousands of bees, but he can only hold them off for so long before they overtake him. The bees have taken him, like they have taken so much. Damn you, you winged freaks! Henry flies at the queen, and she at him. Stingers exposed! This is it! 2 stings! The fate of man and bee decided in 2 stings. For a moment it is unclear, and then the queen falls from the air. She is dead. Millions of leaderless drones collapse to the ground. Their reign is over. Henry knows that without a stinger, there is only so long he can live. He has saved mankind. But as he looks at his fallen comrade, he realizes that while the butcher may have taught him to become a man, did he not also learn how to become a bee? And before it all fades, he lets out one final breath. This was best case, worst case, and one with bees. We'll be right back with Janice Schmieding.